And we are live. Welcome to OmniBros Live Wednesday night chat edition with Luis and Jess. There's Luis,
Hi.
and I am Jess. Luis, how are you doing?
I am doing well. It's Wednesday night here in the Mad Max wasteland known as Orlando, Florida.
And we probably don't have any viewers because we actually started exactly on time.
I know. No, we always have John P. John P is always there for us.
Well, Jesse Say What looks like he's the first person there.
Yeah, he's there.
But I am not in my usual comic dungeon. Yeah, it will be a laid-back show. I'm not in my comic book dungeon because I just had surgery on my foot, and I have to keep it elevated. So I'm in my lazy boy, lazing back for the episode, trying to make sure I don't fall asleep in the middle of somebody's answering somebody's question.
Look how lounge Jess is.
Yeah.
Jess is the epitome of lounging right now.
Yeah, I am pretty lounged out right now.
It looks comfortable, man.
Except for the throbbing foot. Yeah, it is comfortable. That's the onion in the ointment, is that the foot's a little throbby, but other than that, everything's cool.
So for those that aren't aware, do you want to fill them in on what's going on with you?
Oh, with my foot?
Yeah.
Or my life?
Your foot. How about your foot?
Yeah, I have a there's no cartilage left in the big toe joint where it meets the base of my foot, my right foot, and so it's excruciatingly painful. The cartilage acts as a cushion, and what they did was they took a plate about this big and 6 screws, and you screw it into the bone, and you fuse the bone together right where the cartilage is missing, and then natural bone grows over it, and that eases the pain, which is supposed to take up to 3 months to happen. So I am in this happened yesterday, so this is the second day of recovery. So I'm a little loopy from pain meds. I'm going to try and not fall asleep in the middle of the show, but I'm also not in as much pain as I was yesterday. I was in, good heavens, I was in pain yesterday, but tonight I feel fine. I'm going to try and make sure I don't ramble too much because I feel like I'm rambling right now.
I mean, the important thing is that you're doing well and you're on a speedy recovery, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, John P. They did give me medicine, so yeah, I am a little loopy from the medicine, and because I didn't sleep a lick last night, the pain was so intense.
Not bad, huh?
Oof! I had both my knees replaced, and this was way more painful. So,
which you wouldn't think that, considering it's just the toe versus your knee, which you think it's something so much bigger.
Yeah, I think the foot has a lot of nerve endings going on in it. There's not as much blood supply to it because it's the furthest point away from the heart. So I think it's more sensitive. Also, I spent the first 3 days in the hospital of each knee. So they were pumping me full of medicine and keeping me hydrated and physical therapy and stuff. So here they just threw me out into the snow and said, good luck.
here's a bottle of ibuprofen and good luck, Sonny.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, a speedy recovery to you, my good man.
Thank you.
So this is, as we mentioned earlier, the Wednesday night Q&A show. And me and Jess were taking questions. We shoot the shit, and we kind of just go wherever the ride takes us, like we've done in the past. It is an audience participation show, so if you have several questions for us, please let us know in the chat on the corner, and we will be more than happy to help you guys out. Love life, whatever it is. We are the comic version of Love Line, sort of.
thank you for all the nice comments in the chat about my getting better. I really appreciate that.
And I mentioned that we are the kind of version of Loveline. Some results may vary. We can't guarantee to get you laid. Are you my daddy, Jess?
Not that I know of.
Ooh, John Wilson. I broke my tibia and fibula 6 years ago. Basically snapped my leg in two. Jesus.
Ooh.
Titanium tibial nail inserted. Look it up. Screws 6 years on, still gives me shit. Oh my god. That's
Josh Reed said, perfect excuse to read nonstop. Yeah, now that I'm done with having pain, tomorrow I'm going to try and read nonstop. I should be back on the mend tomorrow, and fewer nerve endings will be frayed, and I will be able to do some reading. I also want to play a really good video game that I'm playing called Hellblade. Have you played it?
I am playing it right now, actually, at the same time. It's really good.
Senua's Sacrifice?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's great, huh?
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's really detailed and gorgeous and freaky. I'm listening to it on headphones, and there's, she's got like 17 voices in her head, and they come from all over the place, and it's really well done.
It really is. Last time I played it, it started giving me really bad. It gave me chills. I was like, oh my god, because it really gives you that immersive feeling of somebody that's dealing with all these different voices and things like that in their head and different psychological issues.
Yeah, it's really well done. I'm really happy with it.
Oh, okay. Lewis, when are you going to get on that Red Hood Rebirth train? Codename Redemption. It's not happening. Because Scott Lobdell doesn't write good shit.
No, I'm telling you, I already told you
just
it's really good. No, I am not. Everybody agrees it's really good. I just ordered the second book. I can't wait to get it. It's really good, Luis. I'm telling you. I wouldn't lie to you about something like this. It's an
okay. If somebody in the chat sends me the digital code for it, I will review it.
How do you get a digital code for it?
Doesn't DC Trades, don't they have like the digital? Anyway, if somebody sends me through Comixology, fine, then I'll go ahead and review it.
If somebody gives you a copy, you'll review it.
Of volume 1, yes. You know what? Won't even have to be. Give me the first 3 issues, and I'll read it, and I'll give you my thoughts on it next week. If somebody
you will like it. I'm telling you, Bizarro and Artemis are the other members of the Outlaws, and it's so funny. It's really a crack up.
Biggie Cheese asks, speaking of redemption, what are some good comics about redemption? Mainly a Marvel and DC reader, but I'm open to other suggestions.
Redemption.
Southern Bastards.
Redemption.
Well, no, that's more of revenge.
Yeah, I would think that's more revenge. What are some good comics about redemption?
It's actually kind of hard.
Gosh. Whenever I think of redemption, I always think of something celestial and something heavenly and stuff. But Sandman and Lucifer don't deal with redemption. Gee, I think I'm stuck on this one.
You're stuck?
Yeah, redemption.
Fear Agent. It could be argued that Fear Agent is...
Oh, that's a good point.
He's, without spoiling too much, he's on a quest for redemption for certain things he does throughout the book.
Yeah.
Those last few pages of Fear Agent always get me in the feels. The sun part? Oh.
This is where I'm at a disadvantage not being down in the Batcave so I can look around at books. I'm going, in my head, I'm going around thinking of books, trying to who's done something wrong that's trying to get
Incorruptible?
Incorruptible's good. That's a good book. Biggie Cheese with the tough question.
ER is where George Clooney cut his teeth from bit parts to leading. You know, I never watched ER.
Oh, I loved ER.
Did you?
Yeah, it was a good show. Jeff Johns' Flash is a redemption book.
His Green Lantern is.
Yeah.
To a certain, well, no, actually, yeah. A lot of his Green Lantern stuff is Hal Jordan coming back, finding redemption for what he did. Jon Stewart with the whole situation with that planet and everything like that.
Right.
There are a lot of themes of redemption in that run.
Attack on Louis. I'm not going to sleep yet. It may look like it, but I'm not. I'm actually wide awake.
Oh, John Wilson just sent me a photo of his knee.
Oh, when he broke it?
Yeah, he's of the metal rod in his bone.
Ooh.
And the screws. Ooh.
Ay.
That's pretty bad, man. You see the screws in it. Wow. I wonder, he probably has problems going through airport security with that.
Yeah, I always have to be pulled aside and sent through the other screening thing with my knees.
Is Fear Agent Volume 2 out of print? I think it is, isn't it?
I think so, too.
Long out of print. I think it's been for the past year.
Yeah.
People have been asking in the group like crazy, when is the Hellboy in Hell going to get reprinted?
Boy, I know. Dark Horse, it seems that I think issues 4 and 6, is it 4 and 6 or 2 and 6 of just the Hellboy library editions are out of print too for right now. And it's like people were unaware that books can sell out and get reprinted. So I've seen people have been dying for these books for like the past 6 months.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of concerned that they won't reprint them now, considering that they just announced the Omnibus line.
Oh, Hell on Earth or the other library editions?
Everything, like whatever's out of print, because they just announced the Omnibus line, and that comes out starting this year, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so. The soft covers.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if they're just going to stick with that from now on.
See, Brandon Robinson. Hey guys, just hope you are feeling good after surgery, pal. Thank you. I think Brandon might be the one that turned me on to Hellblade from the gamer group.
Attack on Louis asks, which writer would you pick to replace Slott on Amazing Spider-Man? Scott Lobdell. No. For Spider-Man? It's a good question. You need somebody with a good sense of humor.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Somebody that's pretty good at that. Chip Zdarsky's already doing it.
I was just going to say his name.
He's already doing one, though.
I have him do a couple.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, Chip Zdarsky's hilarious.
I think, honestly, the best person right now, and he's already doing it, is Chip Zdarsky.
Yeah.
I'd pick Darwin Cook if he were still here to write Spider-Man. Spider-Man got Darwin Cook in a comics. It'd be interesting to see, but I don't know. I mean, I just see Darwin Cook's style, and that's so synonymous with me for DC books, not Marvel books.
Yeah. OmniDog, have you read Warren Ellis's new series, The Wildstorm? I have not. I don't read any floppies. I usually trade weight everything. So I haven't read it yet. I love Warren Ellis, though, so I'm excited to read it. But I definitely love him.
Warren Ellis Spider-Man would be interesting.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point.
I don't know if he could do the comedic, like the lighthearted side of it, though.
Boy, he sure did a great Moon Knight. I loved his Moon Knight.
So good. I wanted so much more out of that series.
I wish it was 24 issues that he wrote.
I think had Ellis continued on the run, I honestly think it would have been the defining run of Moon Knight. Because when I think of Moon Knight, it's those 6 issues that's the first thing that popped into my head.
Attack on Louis. Jess, when did you stop buying floppies? I think 2014. I just quit them cold turkey. 2 reasons. One, I didn't have room for them anymore. And 2, collected editions are so much cheaper than floppy issues. I mean, especially when you get these deals where Image is giving you the first trade paperback of a book for $9, and you cut that in half at IST, so you're basically paying $5. And that's what a comic book costs, $5, and you can get 4 or 5 comics in that trade. So it was strictly an economical and space-saving maneuver on my part.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way as you. When you get older and you live with somebody, it's not attractive to have 40 long boxes sitting in your living room. You know, and then you start wondering about space, and then you're like, oh crap, I have a problem. And you start running out of space in the garage. So then after a certain point, you're just like, I can't keep doing this. This is becoming a huge issue.
Right.
So you got a few options. You can go collected edition, you could go digital, and that's about it.
Yeah. John P. said, how did your LCS take it when you closed your poll list, and how big was your list? They were devastated. I mean, they're a huge comic book store, Third Eye Comics in Annapolis. So I was just one, guy there, but I had a big poll list. And I would also be famous for going in there and just going to Steve, the owner. Steve, what's good? And he'd walk me down the collected editions, trade paperback things, and he'd say, this is good, this is good, this is good. And I go, okay. And I would just do what he recommended. And of course, he never let me down. That's why it's such a great comic book store. But yeah, I had subscription there for 8 years, and it felt weird to stop subscribing and being all excited that it was Wednesday and driving down there on a Wednesday and picking everything up and filing it. I always loved putting everything together in short boxes and long boxes and filing them. But I think this is just me, things read a lot better for me in a collected edition. Even though I could take 6 issues of Kill or Be Killed and put them together and read it, it just seems to flow a lot better when it's in a trade paperback to me.
I'm the same way too. When I left my comic shop, they were actually like, oh shit, because I closed everything down and I had a shit ton of books. I don't even know how many at one point that I was pulling, but I was taking home stacks of comics, trying to stay on top of pretty much everything. Eventually I just told them, hey, I can't do this anymore. I'm going to just collect trades and paperbacks and stuff like that. And they said, yeah, it's cool. We totally understand. But I do miss that Wednesday grind. There was something special about Wednesday. You knew it was Wednesday. It was a special day. You head into the shop. You picked out the books that you had. They gave them to you. You paid for them. And then you search for other books and you ask for, hey, what's good? What came out this week that's interesting? There was something that I miss about that. It's really hard to explain unless you have a local comic shop that you're really close to and you know the staff there and they know you and things like that. So,
yeah, it's a community.
It really is.
Yeah, you're breaking with your community there, and it's kind of hard.
Yeah, and the thing is, you also tend to see the same guys every Wednesday because people tend to show up around the same time because of work and their schedules and things like that. And you'd bump into the same people and you're like, oh, did you read this? Or what'd you think of this? And all this other stuff. And you'd sit there for 10, 20 minutes just like basically geeking out and talking to them about this type of stuff. And I do miss that. I really do. But I'm fortunate enough that I kind of have the outlet that I have with the YouTube stuff that we do this on a weekly basis. So it's kind of supplanted that.
Yeah. I always thought I was their biggest, most impressive customer. And so one day I said something to him like, I must be your fave. And they said, well, you're a fave, but you're not our biggest. And I was like, what? I'm not? This guy came in, and I don't know what his deal is. I feel like he may have been a collector or a grader or something for other people, like for variant books for investment purposes, like super hard to find variants. The variants that are like $250. He would get a bunch of those, and I think he would buy, and he'd have like clients that he'd buy these things for as an investment. And I saw him walk out of there with like $3,000 or $4,000 worth of comics one Wednesday because of all these crazy variants. And I was like, yeah, I'm not even in that guy's ballpark. I'm not even in the parking lot with that guy. He was insane. I had no idea those variants were so pricey, but they are incredibly pricey.
What is how are your feelings on variants? Are you for them? Or are you against? Because I know variants were, if I'm not mistaken, variants were a large contribution to the comic bust in the 90s.
Yeah, they were, because people speculated on them and would grab them and hold them and artificially create demand when they weren't really rare. They would try and make them rare. I think variants are fun as long as you. I can see where they'd be a little bit addicting. You know, I've got to get this variant of this comic book, and I've got, and like Harley Quinn, I think the first issue of the New 52 run, there was like 7 variants. And I started trying to collect all of them, and I thought, I can't collect 7 variants of every issue of Harley Quinn. That's insane. What am I doing here? And so I stopped after like issue 1. I think if you have self-control and you pick out what you really like, it can be a lot of fun. But if you're expecting them to ramp up in price or something, I think you're better off buying Silver Age Marvel or something as far as investment books.
I'm pro variant to a certain extent, as long as it's not crazy like 52 variants for one book or anything. Because we all remember the 90s where there was the X-Force #1, and then there was the metallic X-Force #1, and then there was the bagged X-Force #1, and then there was the trading card edition of X-Force #1. And it just got out of hand, and they kept feeding into that speculator market. And eventually it went, and the bubble burst. There were a lot of shops that ended up closing down.
Yeah, that really hurt a lot of people.
I have 20 long boxes since I started watching these guys and joining the group, wrestling with the idea of selling all my floppies besides some key issues. How many long boxes did you end up having, Jess?
When I sold, let me think here, because I did it a couple years ago. I believe I had 50 short boxes.
Wow.
And that was my modern stuff that I had purchased since like 2006.
Man.
Through 2015. So yeah, I'd say about 50 short boxes. And they came to my house and they graded them and they looked up what the cost was and stuff like that on eBay, and they were really professional about it. Again, this was Third Eye Comics, and so they were really professional about it. And I think they gave me a fair price, but it created a bunch of space that I could use for collected editions, and I just wasn't getting to read these floppies. It's so much easier to just grab a collected edition than grab a big chunk of floppies.
John Wilson says, Jess, after you left the pub in Baltimore, I got chatting to a guy who had spent $40,000 on slabbed comics.
Holy smoke. I don't remember you telling me that, John. That's new information.
That's ridiculous.
Ooh, 40,000 on slabbed comics.
I've gotten the question where people ask me, what's the most you would spend on a single issue? And honestly, it depends on the issue. And it depends on how much they're. It's just a bunch of different variants to it, variables to it.
So what would a comic book be that you would consider buying slabbed and CGC'd and everything?
To be honest, I don't really have. You know what? No, I take it back. I would love to have a Fantastic Four #1. Just because of Jack Kirby.
Yeah.
Because for me, everything started with the Fantastic Four in the Marvel Universe. You get Black Panther, the Inhumans, Galactus, Silver Surfer. You get so many things that came out of just that seminal run. The Marvel Universe, hell, the Marvel Universe as a whole pretty much came out of that.
Yeah. That's a good point.
You also get the Space Monkey from the Red. I'm blanking on the name. Oh, I should know this. Oh, what was the name of that villain? The Red Menace. Yes. I think that was the name of it. And he had a Space Monkey.
I will say to John Wilson, he's mentioning Spider-Man 121 and 122. I have those in my collection from back when I was 13 years old, and I got them graded, and they came out to like 9.6. They were 20-cent issues, so that's a pretty good investment.
Damn.
I know. I couldn't believe it when I was going through my boxes that I found those 2 issues.
So you still have a bunch of comics from when you were a kid, right?
Yeah, they're mostly in safe deposit boxes.
Good move. That's very smart.
Yeah, I have like 20 safe deposit boxes. They're all in there.
That's very smart. You keep that stuff. You never know.
Yeah.
No way I believe Jess was ever a kid.
Clark Nato, come on, man.
If it's not a 9.8, throw it away from Gabe.
Oh, Gabe, king of the single issues.
Well, hey, we're fortunate enough because we've been blessed with Gabe, who is now an official CGC. What do you call those people? CGC administrator?
Witness?
I don't know the exact term.
Gabe, what can we call you now that you're official?
The CGC master.
He's the CGC Jedi.
I think the prices of floppies be put back in the stores like 7-Eleven. I would like to see that. I would like to see floppies show back up into 7-Eleven, Walmart's, Targets, things like that. Even though I've heard that some stores carry them now, but I still haven't seen them. Because, you know, as popular as comic book movies have been, you still have that stigma of I'm not going into a comic shop because of the stigma of who works in a comic shop, the people that go to a comic shop, and all this other stuff. And fuck you, Big Bang Theory, because you also keep portraying that stigma. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of the show. That's the big issue that we have. I think if they decided to branch out a little bit more, you know, try getting into Walmarts and things like that, you could reach kids. You could reach different audiences. I got my first comic at a drugstore. Yeah, that happens.
I think I did too. Well, where are we getting that feedback from?
Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Uh-oh, it's me?
I think it's you.
Let's see if I can take... Is it still me?
Hello? Started collecting in the early 90s, and my wife would grab them. Huh. I got my first drugs at a comic store. No, I got my first drugs from a homeless man behind the subway.
I'm gonna send my wife to go get my headphones from downstairs.
Okay, dokes.
My chair.
The local barbershop. Oh, now we're talking about drugs. This is where the Wednesday show has ended up. Hey, Jess, I actually wanted to ask you about this.
What's that?
When you get back. I wanted to ask you, what did you hear about Tom King's new book that's coming out?
The PTSD one?
PTSD one?
Yeah.
I just heard what I read briefly. Sounds like it's going to be a really interesting, challenging book.
I'm echoing. Damn it.
No, I think I am.
No, everybody's saying it's me. I'll log out and log back in. I'll be back.
Okay.
Give me a second.
Am I still echoing? Oh, maybe Luis was the problem.
Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Thank you. Yep.
Okay. It's always me. It's always me. I've seen DC surprise packets at Walmart next to the Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but they're whatever. Yeah, most of that stuff isn't that great. Can you hear me?
Yes. Am I echoing?
No, you sound fine to me.
Okay,
So yeah,
good.
Batman writer to confront superhero PTSD in DC's Sanctuary. So this thing is going to be called DC's Sanctuary. And Tom King says that basically this book is going to have kind of like its Sanctuary is basically going to be a place in the DC universe where superheroes go to deal with their PTSD, to deal with certain traumatic events that have happened in their life, and all this other stuff. I like the concept.
I do too. That sounds fascinating to me.
Patient Zero should definitely be Bruce Wayne. He's got a lot of shit to work through.
Yeah.
But it sounds pretty interesting. The Sanctuary is going to be ran by Batman. Yeah, that makes sense.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, Jess, did you get the Swamp Thing Bronze Age Omnibus?
I did. I haven't had a chance. I've had a chance to read the first 3 or 4 issues, but I haven't had a chance to read the whole thing yet.
Mm-hmm.
I just grabbed a huge stack of Marvel trades, DC trades, and stuff to read while I'm recuperating. So that's what I'm gonna, because I'm kind of in an uncomfortable position, and an omnibus would be really difficult for me to read right now. So I'm just gonna read thin little stacks right now.
What's on the pull list? What are you reading? What are you planning to read?
The pull list. Let's see. We got Moon Knight and Black Bolt. All new Wolverine, Laura, and Champions by Mark Waid. I think that's by Mark Waid. Yeah, I wanted to read this. But I really wanted to read. Here's the other issue of Champions. There's 4 books of all new Wolverine, so I really wanted to read her because I've heard that it's just great. Then I picked up Suicide Risk that I posted on the page. That I picked up Suicide Risk, so I'm going to read that. And then I'm still on my Image read through, and I'm in this is issue 4, book 4, but I haven't got to book 3 yet of Revival.
That's the last one, right?
Yeah. I'm right at the very end of number 2 right now.
I enjoyed Revival.
Yeah, I'm digging it. It's got an awful lot of characters and an awful lot of places it goes, so I'm really digging it.
I never saw how the book actually ended, though, but it's pretty good. From most of it, I got really far, actually. I think I only needed 1 more trade. I should go back and finish that.
Oh, yeah, you should.
It was really good. It was probably my favorite thing that Tim Seeley has done. The side spines for Marvel have become so plain and boring. I wouldn't know. Digital. I don't deal with that. So Do you want to talk about the Great Vision debate of 2018?
Is this the condition of the book?
Yes.
Gosh, people are upset about this. I have that hardcover.
How did it come out?
The Vision hardcover. I do not have wavy pages, but I do have the first 4 pages are a little wrinkled. I don't, if it wasn't brought to my attention, I don't know that I would have cared. I think I probably would have zipped right over it and said, "Oh well." But now that people pointed it out, I'm like, "Oh yeah, my pages are kind of wrinkled." But they're not wavy whatsoever, so it's actually in good shape. I like the I happen to like the cover fine, and the extras are fine. I don't have a problem with it. I understand that. I mean, if I got a book that was, looked like it was dumped in a humidifier, then yeah, I probably wouldn't be that happy. But that didn't happen to me. It's certainly a great book, and it deserves better treatment than that. Gabe said that it's because Diamond's distribution center is in the south, and so things tend to get a little humidified there, and then they'll dry out and be okay. I have no experience with that, so I can't say anything yes or no about that.
Yeah, it's that old saying. I live in the south, so it's that old saying that goes, "It's not the heat, it's the humidity that'll get you." And it's very humid down here.
And so it does warp pages of books.
If you're not careful, it can. Yeah, but I mean, we have air conditioning in my house, and I've never had a problem with that. But I've had books that like for whatever reason, I would buy a book at my comic shop, or I'd pick something up from the mail, and I'd have it in the back of my car, and I would just go to practice for like an hour. I would come out, and the pages are fucked. The pages are
wow.
It was very rare that it happened to me, but it has happened, and it sucks. But man, that thing took off like a wildfire in the group. Everybody was talking about it like, wow, my book is messed up. How do I do this? Should I return it? And all this other stuff. And everybody was just, wow.
Yeah. I am sympathetic to that to a certain extent. Wavy pages is not cool, but if it's something that's going to go away, then I can live with it. But if it was going to be permanent, but how do you know? When you first get a book and you look at it and it's all wavy pages, how do you know if it's going to stay that way or go back to normal?
Yeah, it's very true. How do you really know?
And I was fortunate, and I don't know why I was fortunate that I got. Maybe mine came in wavy and they sat on the floor of my basement, and it's super dry now because the heat's on, and so it's a very dry basement now.
So, Jess, I think the big question that everybody's wondering is, what did you pick up from Ollie's this week?
Man, that was unbelievable. They're the closest Ollie's to me. I did look it up. The closest Ollie's to me was an hour away. There were 3 in my area, and I just my surgery was yesterday, and it wasn't Monday. Monday was the only day I could have done it, and I just didn't have time to go. It sure would have been an experience, though. What a huge hype train plowed through the whole group.
The great Ollie's hype train of 2018. It was more like a golf cart because I really didn't see too many impressive books. But hey, people were happy with what they picked up.
Yeah, there was a lot of new 52 stuff for really cheap.
I got that Monster Bus for $25. Hey, that's not bad. It's not a bad pickup. I thought that Monster Bus was going for like $15 on eBay.
The Monster Bus?
Yeah.
The first one?
Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong. I swore I think I've seen it for like $15 on eBay. I don't think it goes for that much online.
Huh. I didn't get the second Monster Bus. I got the first one, but I didn't get the second one.
Did you read it?
No, not yet. John Wilson, a little bit bitter there. He's bitter at us Americans with our IST and Ollies.
Yeah, but you guys get universal health care, so it evens out.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, but okay, so I've never been to an Ollie's. Hell, I didn't even know about an Ollie's until this past week. So for those out there, what exactly is an Ollie's?
I think it's like a Big Lots, isn't it? Where it's all kinds of clearance stuff.
I don't know. I've never heard of it.
And Jess, watch Blade Runner 2049 by next week. Which should I watch? Blade Runner or It?
It. I'd say Blade Runner was my favorite film of last year, but I think you would enjoy It a lot more.
I just really want to be scared, and that's a movie that I think will scare the heck out of me.
I think you would enjoy it. My girl really liked it.
Was she scared?
Yeah, she had moments where she was afraid. She really enjoyed it.
Good.
She's not a horror person, and she really dug it.
Yeah, I think I may be able to concentrate on a movie tomorrow. Maybe it is what I'll do. But I do want to see Blade Runner 2049. First I need to see the director's cut. Wait, who sent me that? Matt Miranda?
The code for It?
No, somebody sent me the director's cut for Blade Runner, the original Blade Runner. Was that you, Matt?
The final cut?
Yeah.
It was probably Matt.
For some reason, I feel like Matt sent me that movie. So I'd like to watch that and then watch Blade Runner 2049. Gabe sent it. Okay.
That's who it was.
Okay.
Matt sent you Ghost in the Shell. People are just sending you movies.
Oh, you should see what Sherlock Alexie's sent me. He's bound and determined to get me into anime.
How do I get involved? How do I get in on this deal?
He has sent me, and Hong Kong Chopsaki movies, John Woo directed movies, things like Ip Man 2, Ip Man 3, and he sends me a bunch of those things.
I swore I thought you were going to say Hong Kong Phooey.
I did love that cartoon.
I love Hong.
Yeah, Matt did send me Ghost in the Shell. I should be definitely watching that. They're all right in a drawer. I just need to pull them out and watch them. And I have a perfect excuse because I can't even drive right now.
The live action Ghost in the Shell or the
I think it was the anime.
The anime? Okay.
Yeah.
I still need to watch the live action one. I've heard mixed things about it.
I have The Killer and I have Hard Boiled. So I should watch those.
Lewis, do you want the digital code for the recent Fan 4 stick? No, hell no.
Fan 4 stick? Was that
the new Fantastic Four movie, that terrible one?
Oh, could you narrow it down? Aren't they all terrible?
The one that came out like 2 years ago?
The one without Jessica Alba?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was terrible. No,
who's the villain in that?
It's Doom. It's
it was.
Yeah, well, it's a garbage man that they say is Dr. Doom.
A garbage man?
It was fucking terrible. It was a horrible movie.
Oh man.
The first 20 minutes of it, I was down with the movie. I was like, you know what, this isn't that bad. I actually kind of am digging this. And then it plummets like I've never seen a movie. It just tanks in how bad it gets. I was with it the first 20 minutes and I was accepting the changes, and man, does it get bad.
Yeah, I never saw it just because it got such bad reviews.
I also need to see Band of Brothers. Was that coconut water chick hot in it? Coconut water chick. I have no clue what you're talking about.
Coconut water chick hot in it. I don't know what he's referring to. Yeah, I need to watch Black Mirror too.
I am enjoying the new season, and I'm a guy that, like I said, I gave up on Black Mirror after watching the pig fucking thing last year.
Yeah, that's what we've been advised to skip that episode.
Yeah, just skip that shit. You don't need to see that. And I'm enjoying it now.
I'm downloading yours and my favorite writer's show on comics, Robert Kirkman's Attack on Comics or whatever it is.
I like how we slowly started to kind of edge Omar onto, yeah, fuck that guy. In that conversation, it slowly went from, he's not that bad, and then it started saying, yeah, he kind of went Hollywood, and then it was like, no, fuck that guy.
Oh, you can see my doggy in the background?
Yes.
Let's see. There she is. Hey, Holly.
They're asking what's her name.
Holly.
Oh.
You want to come here, Hol? Hey, Holly.
No, stay there. See Daddy. They don't want to see me. They just want to see you.
Okay. There was Holly. She's a rescue. Yeah, I want to see that Kirkman show.
I heard it's not bad. I just don't like Kirkman.
Right.
Jess, you got to do something with that Christmas tree, man.
This one?
Yes. It's going to be Valentine's Day soon.
Yeah. That was Mrs. OmniDog.
You guys should check out Dark on Netflix. Dark is the Russian version of Stranger Things, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, it's apparently like the Russian version of Stranger Things. It's subtitled. They don't have it dubbed. And people were kind of complaining about that, but I've heard it's really good. I really want to check it out.
Yeah, my Christmas tree is still up. It was bad timing because now it's all on my wife to take it down because of my foot operation, and normally I'd have helped her with it, and it would have taken 2 seconds. But now, it's a little tougher for her.
Roman Guerrero, it's his birthday. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, dude!
Happy birthday! Why do I hate Kirkman? Oh man. Jess, why do you dislike Robert Kirkman's writing?
Yeah, dislike is a better word for it. I dislike Robert Kirkman's writing generally because I don't think. Let's just talk about Astounding Wolfman and Outcast. They didn't break any new ground. They didn't show any originality. They didn't really give any new angle on the themes. You know, Outcast was about demon possession, and Astounding Wolfman was about a wolfman. So you never got any extra insight into what it was like to be those characters. The characters weren't fleshed out well enough for you to care about them, which I think is really important. That's one thing that he's done in Invincible that he hasn't done. And of course, he's got 15 books or whatever to do it in Invincible. But right from the beginning in Invincible, he does make you care about his characters because they're fleshed out and they're relatable and they're interesting. Whereas I haven't read Walking Dead, so I don't know. But Thief of Thieves, Irredeemable Ant-Man, Outcast, and Astounding Wolfman, Astonishing Wolfman, Astounding, whatever it was, Wolfman, were just really boring.
Mm-hmm.
And they just never really went anywhere interesting when the premise could have been really good.
Yeah.
And I was really bummed to pour root beer on that expensive Wolfman book, because that was a very pretty book.
You got a lot of hate for that. Got some serious hate for pouring root beer on that.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, that book could have been given to a library, but I no way will I give any Kevin Smith Batman books to a library. That's just a bad representation of our industry.
Okay. All right, kids. So sit down. I'm going to tell you a story.
Uh-oh.
No.
Is this about Kirkman still?
This is about Kirkman. I'll sum it up quick because I've actually kind of talked about this at length in the past. I think the first 48 issues of Walking Dead are fantastic. They're really good. They move at a good pace. Kirkman has character issues with the fact that I feel his characters are bipolar to an extreme way, and every single character is like this, where, and I've mentioned this before, one character will be fine, they'll be talking about something, and then all of a sudden the character just freaks the fuck out, just like loses their shit. You know, it would be like, oh, I love Christmas, fuck Christmas, like the guy just loses shit. It happens a lot in The Walking Dead, especially. And again, that's a stylistic choice of his because he wants to get to the bigger, more meatier moments faster instead of actually progressing the characters and progressing their evolution in a more natural and more understanding way. With that said, that's kind of the only issue that I have with the first 48 issues of Walking Dead. Other than that, it's really good stuff. I'm not taking that away from him. It's after those 48 to 50 issues where The Walking Dead starts spinning its wheels. It starts just repetitive. We get to a safe zone, we deal with a bad guy. Bad guy gets taken care of. And then another bad guy gets introduced. We lose the safe zone, etc. It's the same shit over and over again. It's sick. It runs in a cycle, which is why I think personally we're starting to see the ratings of the Walking Dead TV show plummet really badly, because this was at the same point in the comics where the comics started to plummet in quality as well, and people started to get a little bit tired of the Walking Dead comics. Same thing's happening with the show. People are starting to realize this is the same shit over and over again. It's not changing. There's nothing going on. It doesn't feel like there's an end game in sight to this story, even though Kirkman says that he's got something planned. Okay, with that said, my big issue with Invincible, for the longest time, I loved Invincible. I thought it was great. I thought it was fantastic. How far are you into Invincible?
I think I've read the first 4 books, so not that far.
To make my point across, I'm going to spoil something in Invincible. You might want to mute me because I don't want to ruin this for you.
Raise your hand when you're about to spoil it for me.
Okay. I don't want to ruin it for you. And anybody else in the chat, you can just mute me and I'll raise this hand like this when the spoiler is done, if you want to. Okay?
Okay.
And spoilers will start with this hand going up. Okay, so with Invincible, the first, I don't know how many issues of Invincible are really good. They're really solid. It's a really good comic book story. He does a good job with building characters. He's better at Invincible, I think, than he is at characters in Walking Dead. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's because he grew up on the superhero genre. It might come more naturally to him. It might come easier. Okay, so after a while, Invincible has amazing fights. It's got amazing character beats. It has shocking moments. It got to a point where, okay, spoilers are going to start right now.
Okay.
All right. There is a scene where Adam Eve, who is Mark Grayson's wife, she is pregnant. And we see a villain come through a time hole, and he comes and he attacks Adam Eve, and she's pregnant, full on pregnant. he rips off her leg, and he proceeds to mimic her while he rips off her leg. You see the aftermath of it and everything like that, and that is what turned me off completely to Robert Kirkman and to Invincible as a whole, simply because I'm not somebody that gets squeamish or anything like that, but that felt like something that was, for my personal taste, again, I'm probably going to get some hate for it in the comments section, but for my personal taste, that felt like it was a step a bit too far for me, and it just felt like it was just shock value for shock value's sake rather than anything else, and it pissed me off so much. And for that, I dropped the book, and I have not read it since.
Safe to come back on?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was my that is my issue right now with Invincible, and as a writer, I don't think that he's that strong of a writer overall. I think he's a solid idea man. I like the idea of Outcast, but like me and you, we read Outcast, and I read it and I thought, I've read better. I've seen better, and I've seen better executions of this type of story, of an exorcism story.
Right.
So that's my 2 cents. I'm trying to look back now on the comments, see if anybody's got any questions. Have you read Walking Dead 175? Could be something new coming, something for... No. Dude, I gave up on Walking Dead probably about 50 issues or so ago. I actually made it pretty far into Walking Dead, and then they started doing the whole Alpha storyline, and I was just like, yeah, I'm done.
I do want to see Kirkman's Secret History of Comics. I do have that programmed into tape, and I would like to watch that.
I've heard really good things of it.
Yeah, and I also want to see, what's the toy show on Netflix, The Toys That Made Us?
Yeah.
The four episodes on toys?
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Oh, but you haven't seen it yet?
No, I haven't got a chance to sit down with it. I've got so much stuff to watch and see. We truly live in a time where there's just way too much shit.
Yeah.
There's just too much to read, to play, to watch on TV, to watch in the theaters. We live in an era of just overabundance and just constantly trying to make time for stuff. Toys That Made Us to School. Is anyone else worried we aren't going to get a second season of American Gods? Fuller is gone, and the actors have left because of it.
Ooh, I just saw that the showrunners had left.
Showrunners have gone, and I forgot her name. The actress that plays Mueller in X-Files. The female actress.
Gillian Anderson?
Yeah, Gillian Anderson has left the show as well.
What happened? It was so perfect.
Budget. Fuller wanted the showrunners wanted a bigger budget for the second season, and they didn't give it to him.
Gosh, that was a hit show for them too. I mean, who watches Stars? I don't even know that I had Stars on the map except for American Gods. Oh boy, that bums me out. Yeah, I am worried that we're not going to get a second season. That is really a bummer because I really loved that show.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we'll get a second season of it. They've already, I'm sure, started working on it, but it does suck that they're losing a lot of the people that made the show what it is. I really loved that first season. It was really good.
Mm-hmm.
You finished the first season, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we used to talk about it all the time on the news and stuff. We'd talk about every episode. That was fun.
Bring back Deadwood. I've never seen Deadwood.
I haven't either. I heard it's great though.
Everybody's been wanting to watch it. Apparently, it ends on a terrible cliffhanger.
Oh, the whole show does?
Yeah.
And it doesn't get resolved?
No.
Oh my god.
Because they had mapped it out to get another season, but they never got the other season. So a lot of people were pissed off because of it. Mana. Have you seen? Any of you seen the BBC documentary In Search of Steve Ditko? Yes. Yeah, I have seen it. Apparently, did you ever see that where Neil Gaiman goes to find Steve Ditko?
No, is that what it's called? In Search of Steve Ditko?
Yeah, it's actually really cool. Steve Ditko, for those of you that don't know, the artist for Spider-Man, created the Question, if I'm not mistaken. Was it the Question?
Mm-hmm.
Prolific, just genius. He's also aloof. He doesn't do cons, he doesn't do interviews, he doesn't do any of that stuff. Very, very, very quiet guy. Very personal man. They do a documentary on looking to find him in New York. Where is he? Like, where does he live and things like that. And at the end, Neil Gaiman and the interviewer, they actually go up to his apartment and they get to talk to Steve Ditko, although you never see it because Steve Ditko said it's fine, you can come up and talk to me, but no cameras. He doesn't really want to be in the spotlight anymore for whatever reason, so he got out of that.
So it was just the audio?
No, there's no audio even.
Oh.
Yeah.
So they find him and they can't show audio or video of their meeting with him?
Nothing. They come back down. They have a bunch of stuff that's signed from him, and that's the end of the documentary.
Oh my gosh.
It's actually a pretty good documentary, though. It's actually not a bad documentary. Somebody contacted me. This was sometime last year. They said, hey, keep this to yourself, but this is actually Steve Ditko's real address.
Mm.
They reached out because we talked about this last year. They sent me a photo of it. He's like, you can reach out to him. He prefers to have things written to him in mail, like just paper mail. But that's it. And he might get back to you. He might not. And he might send you a fuck you. But, you know, apparently it's hot and cold with him. You might get a nice letter back from him, and you might not. I need to find out where that picture, that email is.
Yeah, I know a guy that has his address, and I just I've seen his responses to 2 or 3 people, and I don't know. I feel like it would really be an imposition, my writing to him. He seems very cranky and strange, and I feel like do I really want to bother this guy? I don't know. What would I even say to him? My question actually is about the Question. I wanted to say, what do you think of the Question being a female now? See what he says.
Actually, that might be interesting.
Yeah.
That's a good, that's a good question. I think it would be very interesting to hear how somebody who came from that time period would feel that their character is now female. Would they be
and a lesbian?
Yeah, that's true.
And Hispanic.
Man, she drew the trifecta of things.
Yeah, so I wonder what he thinks about that.
I don't know. That's a good question. Huh. I've been tempted to write him a letter. Like when they sent me that, I'm like, should I? But at the same time, I was like, I probably shouldn't. Can you imagine if we got him on a live stream?
Yeah, oh my gosh, I think people are lucky that he even writes them back. I don't think he's if he's not talking to Neil Gaiman, he's not talking to us.
He talked to Neil Gaiman.
I know, but not live.
Could you come and be on my podcast, sir? What's a podcast? Yeah, I don't think it would go well.
No,
His response.
I haven't seen Stranger Things yet. I'm going to do that this weekend as my foot gets better.
Oh, that's right. You haven't seen season 2.
No, but I'm going to. I'm just gonna plow through a bunch of TV.
That's the best thing to do, man. When you're hurt, when you're feeling sick like that, TV is always there for you.
Yeah, never lets me down.
Nope. What was it, Homer that used to say, like, TV is there for you or something like that? Oh, man. I miss The Simpsons.
Did you ever see a show called Into the Badlands?
No, I never got a chance to see
Did you
it.
ever talk about that?
No. Is that the one where it's martial arts?
Yeah, there are no guns allowed in the town, so you have to fight. There's no shooting, so it's all really high quality martial arts set in like a Western type of dystopian world where there are fiefdoms. Some guy owns the opium crop. Some woman runs another certain part of the town. And the acting is, I would say, average, but the kung fu action's amazing. I mean, like 10-man fights and stuff. One guy taking on these guys while he's on the girders of a building, and he's using the chain and rolling around, and it's awesome. It's really addicting. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, but I've seen trailers for it. I haven't. Again, running into one of those things where I'm like, oh, that's really cool. I don't have 10 hours of my life at the moment to actually devote to something like this.
Well, that's a good point.
I've actually been watching an anime that I think you would enjoy. It's called Made in the Mist, or Made something about the mist. I mentioned it before. I'm sure somebody will let me know in the comment section. It's basically about this society that they live around this giant crater. And in the center of this crater is this thing called the mist. And people can dive down into the mist, and they keep diving and diving, and they find these things, these relics, like of a past world. And this little girl, she goes for a dive, and she ends up finding this android. And she then finds out a few episodes later that her mom is sending her a letter from inside of the mist, from like the center of it where nobody has ever gone before, and is asking her daughter to come to it or to find her or something along those lines.
Where's her mom been?
They thought she was dead.
Oh my gosh, this sounds so cool. How many episodes?
It's just one season. It's an anime. It's one season so far, and it's gorgeous. The animation is absolutely gorgeous on it.
Okay, what are you watching it on? Crunchyroll?
It's Hulu.
Oh, Hulu, okay.
It's on Hulu, if I'm not mistaken.
I know what anime is. Leave me alone.
Let me find the name for it. I started watching it the other day, and I instantly fell in love with it. It's absolutely stunning stuff.
I'll have to ask Sherlock Alexi, the king of anime, about it. Uh-oh, where'd you go? Oh, there you are. You there, dude? Okay.
Yeah. What is going on? I couldn't pull up Google. There it is. Damn it. What's the name of it? Mist.
Shrine of the Morning Mist?
No. Mist Anime 2017. Let's see. Best Anime 2017. Made in Abyss. That's what I was thinking of. It's called Made in Abyss.
That's the Mist story?
Yeah, Made in Abyss. Not Mist. It's Abyss. My mistake. I was misusing the wrong word. It's called Made in Abyss, and I started watching it the other day, and so good. Really, really good, man. I think you would really
write that down on my iPhone. Yes, I have an iPhone. Attack on Luis. Shut up. Okay.
I wanted to see the Ancient Magus Bride as well. I've been wanting to see.
Made in Abyss.
Let me double check just to be sure. Shintama, 91 days, where is it? It is called Made in Abyss, yeah.
Okay. Got it.
PSA, don't eat Tide Pods, that is all.
Yeah, I want my foot to start feeling better because I want to do nothing but read comic books, watch anime, watch TV, watch movies, play video games. I mean, I can't drive for like 2 weeks. I'm worthless around the house.
Oh, man.
Which I'm sure my wife is wildly excited about.
That would drive me crazy, honestly. I'm the type of person that I like to be up and around. Something like that would drive me nuts.
Yeah.
No comment. I'm an Android user. Ain't that your life now, Jess? Terrible.
Yeah, but I usually have responsibilities that I'm shirking now.
You get the honeydew list, right?
Right.
Remember when they said we would have flying cars and the world would be a utopia, but now we have literally tell people not to eat Tide Pods? You win. You win tonight, man.
My wife and I were just talking about this Tide Pod thing. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, do you remember when Robert Zemeckis' Back to the Future 2 came out and it was like, wow, the future's going to be freaking crazy. We're going to have flying cars. We're going to have hoverboards, holograms, instant pizza. No. We have idiots eating Tide Pods. Jesus, man.
Did you already say it on the show, or was it the pre-show where you told me about somebody vaping?
No, that was the pre-show. We didn't talk about this on the show. So somebody sent me a picture. Jesus, I can't believe we're talking about this. They actually liquefied the Tide Pod and they put it in their vape pen and they died from smoking it.
Oh, God. I mean, are you even supposed to get high from this, or is this just some stupid challenge like snorting cinnamon powder?
It's a stupid challenge. People do it on YouTube and like Twitter and Instagram just for likes.
Oh, for likes on Twitter and Instagram?
Yeah, just for likes on Twitter and Instagram.
Well, I have an Instagram, OmniDogs_vault, but I am not vaping pods for my Instagram.
Which, I mean, look, let's take it up a notch. If you were stupid enough to do the Tide Pod challenge, just drink Pine Sol on the rocks. Just do it. Just go for that challenge.
Yeah, Matt's saying that Tide Pods are legit getting locked up. Didn't we?
I sent pictures.
You sent pictures of that in the OmniBros chat.
Yeah.
Like razor blades and pseudoephedrine or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Some stores, in order now for you to get Tide Pods, in order for you to get just liquid detergent, you have to ask a store manager and you have to be over the age of 18 to purchase it. This is the world we live in now.
What is life?
I want my flying car, goddammit.
Yeah, I want my hoverboard.
I watched Blade Runner 2049 yesterday again, and I'm like, I want my fucking flying car, and instead we have idiots out here ingesting toxic products.
I know, that is funny.
This is Darwinism at its best. We are devolving. We are literally devolving, Jess. We are going backwards in life.
That's a shame.
Oh. I'd rather stick to sweet, sweet bleach.
They're not good for your washer. They can actually clog your pipes. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. Almost as bad as the idiot who shot her boyfriend in the chest with a magnum. Oh yeah, I remember that shit.
I don't remember that. Was that a Instagram thing?
That was it was either an Instagram or a Snapchat thing or a Facebook Live. One of those things. What ended up happening was, God, this girl was an idiot. So they were messing around with a gun. They unloaded the gun, but there was still, the idiot forgot there's a bullet in the fucking chamber when you clock it. Right. So she points the gun at her friend, pulls the trigger, shoots him, and kills him.
Oh my gosh.
Because she forgot there is a bullet in the chamber.
When was this?
This was like 1 or 2 years ago.
Wow.
They recorded the whole thing. It was on Facebook Live, or it was like on YouTube or something like that. And the kid died.
That is tragically tragic.
Yeah. We are now at the point. Oh, yeah, right. No, there's more to it. The guy, it was the guy or girl, she or he held, this was years ago, they held a book to their chest because they thought that even though they thought that the book would block the bullet if it, I think I'm actually getting my stories mixed up. So what ended up happening, that was another story. There was 2 stories. The second story that I've heard is that there was a girl, she had a gun, and her friend was holding a book in front of him, and they stepped back, and they thought it was like far enough away to where they shot that the book would catch the bullet.
Okay.
It didn't catch the bullet went right through the fucking book and killed the kid.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We've taken a dark turn.
Yeah, so
let's talk about comics or movies or something.
Idiots.
So how's the tiny house thing going?
Oh yeah, my girl wants a tiny house. She is obsessed with tiny houses right now. I came home and she mapped out an entire layout for how she wants her dream tiny house.
Is that HGTV she's been watching?
Yes.
Yeah.
She is obsessed with it. I don't get it, but she wants a tiny house. And she just said, "Don't talk shit" from the bathroom. Wow, she can hear everything.
I think those tiny houses are cool. You know, Nathan Burkholz has one, the bearded hipster from Portland.
Does he really?
Yeah, he's built one. He's a single guy, and he has a lot that he got, and then he. I think it was maybe prefabricated. I'm not sure. Maybe he built it from scratch. I don't know. I'll have to ask him about that because he's an interesting guy.
There's something to be said about it, though. I mean, we've looked into it. The electric bill for some of the houses are like $20. The total cost of some of the houses we've seen, like a really nice one, is like about 40 grand, 40, 50 grand with furniture and everything in it. So it's not bad.
Tyler Lindvall, my wife wants a tiny house too.
They're not bad. Some of the houses I've seen, because we've been marathoning a few of them. She's trying to win me over on the idea, and she actually kind of has. Some of the houses we've seen are actually not bad. They're pretty nice.
Well, if there's enough room there for you two and future Luis Juniors, then it's okay. Sounds okay to me. I mean, if your electric bill is $20.
No, I mean, a house like that is definitely for just, at the most, a couple and a pet. Not a kid. A kid would be too much.
Yeah, kid needs their own room.
Chris, I don't get that. I'm by myself with the dog, and I need at least 28,000 square feet. I once saw a family of 6 move into a tiny house. How? Jeez. If a killer breaks in, you ain't going to have room to maneuver. That's very true.
What killer's going to attack a tiny house, though?
Hey, there was an episode of Tiny House where somebody apparently stole their tiny house while they were gone.
They stole the whole house?
He stole the whole house. They came in with a truck and stole the whole house.
That's not something you're going to see with regular houses. That's funny.
Can you? It's funny, but it sucks. Can you imagine you pull up? Where the hell's my house?
My wife, her dream, and I'm not saying no to it, which I usually say no to every idea she has. I usually say no to. She wants to. There are these really cool kind of compact RVs called Sprinters. They're very affordable, and they're reliably built. They're built on a Mercedes chassis, and she wants to get one of these things and tour America.
Oh, cool.
I think she wants to sell this house we're in now, move into a tiny house with a tiny RV, and tour America. And I'm not saying no to that.
That's really cool.
It sounds fun because there's a lot in America I want to see still.
No, definitely. I definitely want to. We want to actually go to Norway. That's our plan.
I want to go to Iceland so I can see the Northern Lights.
Ooh, good stuff.
Yeah.
She just said she's going to see the Northern Lights in Norway.
She might. Yeah, she might.
So she's got some friends out there. She's going to go visit, and she was planning to go this March, maybe. If not, by the summer, we're both going to end up going to Norway for a bit to check it out. So if any OmniBros out there in Norway, hit me up.
When you coming back to Cali, Jess? I'd like to do it this year. Once my foot heals. SoCal meetup. I thought you were NorCal, Matt Miranda.
Jess, let me know when you got plans to go to Cali. I'll go.
Okay.
I'm serious. Let me know. We can meet up. I'm trying to save up some money throughout. I'm better with my finances this year. I'm saving up money for a lot of stuff. I'm working my ass off, but it's paying off.
Yeah.
So let me know if you guys want to meet up in Cali. Matt, can you pick us up from the airport? First thing we'll do is get in and out.
I think Southern California has been stripped of all whales. I think those clowns out there have already done it.
I think we would have a good time if we went to Cali.
Oh, yeah.
Jess, what would you do with all your books?
Yeah,
storage, right?
That's a good question.
Storage?
I don't know. That's kind of where the dead end happens, where we're like, yeah, this sounds great. What do we do with all our stuff? And she's at the point in her life, and I guess I am too, where we're trying to stop acquiring stuff. Except me. I still acquire stuff. She's trying to stop acquiring stuff. She wants me to stop acquiring stuff.
That hasn't happened yet. Vegas OmniBros. We've talked about a Vegas meetup.
That would be great. If
we would not come back. We would not make it
back. Yeah, Gabe and I have been talking about this for a long time.
Nobody would make it back alive. You fly up north, I'll pick up any and all of. Wow, there it is. We've got our Uber.
Matt's a good guy.
That's a great guy. Show us around town. Gabe can take us to a midget strip club where they sit on milk crates.
I definitely don't want to do that.
Oh, come on.
No, I'll tell you where I'd like to go. I think we could probably find the Bay Area would be a great OmniBro meetup. There's James Dayrit there and Bon Idle House, and they know lots of good stores there. Plus, there's so much great food. Well, I guess there's probably great food in Vegas too. But there's so much great stuff to do in the Bay Area. That would be fun. Bring the cigarettes. I'm chewing nicotine gum. I'm trying to quit.
You're quitting?
Yeah.
What? How many times have you quit before? Have you ever tried before?
16.
16 times?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. What's the longest you quit?
Right now.
Oh, wow. What are you going on right now?
Gosh, I think I stopped in September.
Good deal, man.
Yeah, beginning of September. So I feel like it's been 6 months. So maybe it was before that.
How do you feel so far? Feel good?
Yeah, there's not that constant buzzing in my ear from my wife telling me to quit.
So that's what got you, huh?
Yeah.
Well, hey, as long as you feel better.
I smoked about half a pack a day.
It's not great, but it's not the worst I've heard.
Yeah. Oh no, wait. John and I smoked at Baltimore. When was that? That was in September. That might have been the last time. Because I didn't have any. I mooched off of him.
It's not great, but I've heard my father was kind of a 2-pack a day guy.
Whoa.
Yeah. Like a chimney. This was when he was in his 30s. He's in his 50s now, and he's pretty much quit. It was bad. It was really bad.
Yeah, that's a lot. I am determined to not go back to it. I mean, it has been very hard. It was a lot easier for me to give up drinking than it has been to give up cigarettes.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Quite frankly, that's my experience. Thank you for all the nice people in the chat encouraging me.
At Miranda.
I smoke 2 joints in the morning. Smoke 2 joints.
John Wayne was a carton a day. A carton?
I don't. A carton a day?
Jesus Christ.
That's like not even breathing air. You're just smoking constantly.
Oh my God.
How many packs are in a carton anyway? Like 10 or 20?
Did he just pop one in his mouth every time he woke, from like the moment he woke up till he went to bed?
He must have never been without one.
Yeah, is a carton a day even possible?
I don't think so. I mean, you hear 2 packs a day, and that's like really hardcore.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard as far as 3, like close to 3, like hardcore smokers, but not a carton. Hold on.
Yeah, they think Gabe's messing with us. I think he is too.
A carton of cigarettes. Here we go. 10 packs.
Nobody smokes 10 packs a day. He's messing with us. Thank you, Roman. I appreciate that a lot.
Everybody's giving you congratulations, man, on quitting.
Yeah, I appreciate it a lot.
You know, I've never smoked a cigarette in my life.
Good for you.
Never smoked a cigarette. Ganja is a different story, though.
the big spliff.
That is a much different story. Let's just say medicinal is legal here in Orlando, and yes.
Oh, is it?
Medicinal is legal here in Orlando. My buddy said they were selling the candy from trucks in Times Square. What candy?
Pot candy? More money for books if you quit smoking. That's right.
Very true. What does a pack of cigarettes go for? $5?
Yeah, 5 or 6 at 7-Eleven. Or if you're in New York City, like $15.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Jesus. I feel like Clint Eastwood was a carton. I don't think I've ever seen a movie he's been without a smoke. Well, the thing is with stuff like that, sometimes they'll use fake cigarettes and things like that. Like During Mad Men. Did you ever see Mad Men?
No, but I saw that they smoked a lot.
They smoke a lot in Mad Men. A whole lot, because it was during that time period where everybody thought, oh, smoking isn't that bad for you, or smoking is healthy for you. You remember during that time period.
Well, I wasn't alive during that time period.
Wasn't that around the 70s?
No.
And the
The
60s?
Surgeon General's report came out condemning cigarettes like in 1960.
Was it really?
Yeah, it was back during World War I, you jerk, that they said reach for a smoke instead of a sweet, and that was supposed to help you lose weight.
Yeah, the Flintstones used to advertise cigarettes. It's true. You didn't know that?
I know they did.
Look on YouTube, Flintstones cigarette commercial. It's an old black and white. I'm not kidding.
Okay.
And they advertise cigarettes. They used to talk about Fred would smoke a cigarette, and there'd be like a Marlboro advertisement right on it.
Flintstones cigarette commercial.
Yep.
Holy smoke.
Yep. Literally.
Wow. And they did beer too.
Yes, they did.
That is funny. John Wayne Camel Cigarettes commercial.
Yeah, they used to do it. So
wow.
But in Mad Men, they asked them, how do you guys smoke so much on the show? And they're like, oh, it's all fake stuff. Like, it's literally just sugar or something like that.
Oh, so they're not smoking real cigarettes?
No. None of them are smoking real cigarettes. But what the if I'm not mistaken, was what the creator of the show was, he actually had people, the actors, come onto the show that had experience smoking cigarettes because he wanted the real thing. He wanted a person that actually knew how to hold a cigarette and what it was like to actually smoke a cigarette in order to be on the show.
Mm.
Oh, yeah. I remember you used to be able to smoke on planes.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Smoking in the mall, I remember that as well.
Yeah, smoking in restaurants.
Mm-hmm. Smoking. I used to hate it. Smoking in restaurants. Smoking or non-smoking.
Right, that's right.
I used to hate that smell.
Yeah.
They didn't. Yeah, banning smoking in restaurants isn't that old. That's kind of
not. You're right.
That was something that I think happened in the mid 2000s, early 2000s, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. Now you can't smoke in stadiums either for like baseball and football. They have designated smoking sections.
Oh, you can't smoke in stadiums anymore?
No.
Really? I would think at least baseball, where it's like an open field.
Yeah. No. I've been to several, when I was smoking, I've been to several Nats games, and they corral you into this little pen and everybody's in there puffing away.
They corral you into a little pen.
Yeah, it is. It's like this little gated area, and I'd go there and not have anything on me, and I'd bum cigarettes from people, and the woman would say, it's menthol. I'm like, oh, menthol. Okay, give it to me.
Have to be 15 feet away from a door to smoke here. Where are you from?
I think he's in Canada. Are you in Canada, Daniel?
Lucky.
I think you have to be 25 feet away in the District of Columbia.
Really?
From a doorway, yeah.
Oh, Canada. Pie, Canada.
Huh. Prince Edward Island.
Oh, I'm an idiot. I read that like pie.
Well, that's an easy mistake to make.
That is the rule in Canada. Oh, wow. I can't believe we've fallen down the rabbit hole of smoking tonight. Didn't they have designated smoking areas in high school? I don't remember that.
Well, let me think of my high school. My high school, I went to high school in the 70s, so there were guys smoking weed in the halls. I grew up in California, so it was an outdoor school. I don't remember. I'm trying to think if there was a designated smoking area, but I totally remember my first day of school as a freshman, and this big old hippie burnout who was a senior, I guess, he was probably 40 years old, was just lighting up a joint, and we were just staring at him like, "Whoa, you're getting high here in high school?" He's like, "Hey man, you want a hit?" We're like, no, thank you."
No, thank you, sir.
No, thank you.
Teachers would smoke with us. What?
Wow.
Wow.
That's progressive.
That's crazy to me. No, in my high school, they would smoke behind the cafeteria after school.
Yeah, I don't remember a designated smoking area. That doesn't mean there wasn't one. I just don't remember it.
They would smoke weed in that spot, and then they would get on the bus. Like they would hit it real quick and just go to the bus. And you could tell who was and who wasn't. Like you could smell it, you could see in their eyes and everything. I'm an RA at my college, and this kid literally lit a joint walking out of the room. Oh, college, good times. You haven't lived until you've walked in on your roommate having sex with his girlfriend.
That happened to me. I wasn't the walker in. I was the walked in on.
Oh man.
Yeah, the rest of the day did not go well.
Yeah, that stinks. Burnouts would smoke a bowl and then turn hot part and brand themselves. What?
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that either.
So what are you reading right now? Are you reading something digitally?
I'm still reading it.
Oh, you are? That's a big book.
It's a very big book. I'm about a quarter of the way through. Like I've heard, the kid stuff is far stronger than the adult stuff. The adult stuff isn't bad, but I'm enjoying the kid stuff a lot more. One of the big changes that the movie made that I wasn't aware of until I started the book was that the movie is set in the 1980s for the kid stuff. The book, the kid stuff, is set in the 1950s.
Oh, okay.
So that was a bit different for me. Other than that, I'm digging the book so far. Really good. It lives up to all the hype so far. I'm not crazy about getting to the more rapier bits that I've heard. Not rapier. Not rapier. The orgy bits that I've heard about it towards the end. I'm not crazy about that part. But overall, I'm enjoying it so far. Been reading that. I've been reading a lot of prose novel lately. I just picked up C. Robert Cargill's Sea of Rust, and I'm really looking forward to that. It's on Amazon.com. The Kindle version is like $1.99 right now. It's really good.
With your fancy prose.
I've been really hooked on it lately for some reason. I get into these where I'm hooked on it. Sea of Rust, written by C. Robert Cargill. Basically, it's a post-apocalyptic story. Humanity is gone, and a robot civilization has risen up. And it's based upon this robot civilization. There is no humans. Like, the humans didn't trick their way out of it. It's just robots. So I'm going to start that once I finish it. As far as what else I've been reading, still reading Hunter x Hunter. I want to pick up the... I think it's the Super Sons Deluxe Edition.
Oh yeah, I just read something that said it might be canceled or something on the page.
I know.
I don't know about that. It seems like it was an Amazon mistake, but Super Sons is great.
So I really wanted to read that. I've heard the Superman stuff has a Darwin Cook nod to it. That's beautiful. I'm not sure if it was in Action Comics or Superman, but I've heard that's really good. I want to catch up with Tom King's Batman. I really am fascinated with Tom King's Batman. I read the first 2 arcs, the I Am Suicide arc, and I forgot what comes after that, but I really dug that first collected edition. I read that digitally. I just haven't gone back and read the rest of it. I did read, I'm not sure if it was the annual or not, but I read the Batman issue where Batman and Superman, they go on a date night.
Oh yeah, was that the annual #2?
That was so much fun. That's was
what I heard. I actually do have that in a pull box at Third Eye. I need to go down and get that.
To read that. That was one of the best annual issues because it gets to the point where Superman and Batman, they're trying to one up each other in carnival games, and it's so much fun.
That sounds hilarious and great.
Yeah, it's a blast.
Here's a good question. I can help with this one. What are the Rebirth books that you guys think I should absolutely stay away from? I was
looking at the Outlaws.
No, that's one of the top books. You have got to read it. You're harshing my mellow, man.
I'm sorry.
Red Hood and the Outlaws is great.
I will stop.
Blue Beetle is not good. Cyborg is not good. Hellblazer is not good.
Oh, that's so disappointing.
I know. Because they got him right for a little bit there a couple years ago, but it's not good. Let's see, Blue Beetle, Cyborg. I can tell you what is good is and Justice League, and Justice League of America, JL and JLA.
Yeah, I've heard Brian Hitch, not a strong writer.
No, one of those artists that should stick to art.
Flash, really?
Oh, I kind of liked Flash. I enjoyed Flash.
From what I read from James Robinson's Flash, I was digging that.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
It was James Robinson, right? The writer. Yeah. I heard that was pretty good. I heard it stayed pretty good. I read the first 7 issues and I dug it.
Gio just did a video review on Titans and Teen Titans, I believe, at least on Titans, and he liked it. I have not read it yet, so I can't say.
So if somebody were to say, where do I start with Teen Titans, you would point to the Wolfman and Perez, right?
Yeah.
It's that seminal run.
Right, and that's available in paperback now, so I would definitely start with that.
We're getting reprints of those omnibuses, right?
Yes. And Connor is saying Josh Williamson writes Flash.
I don't know why I get James Robinson and Josh Williamson mixed up all the
time. Yeah, I really enjoyed Flash.
The whole Godspeed stuff, I was digging that. For more modern readers, I would say Jeff Johns. I've never read Jeff Johns' Teen Titans.
I haven't either. And I would say Rebirth Titans and Teen Titans, for some reason, I don't think it's supposed to be that strong. I have not read it yet. I tend to... Ryan Sace, the Welsh bastard, he is a Rebirth expert as he's read everything, and I don't remember that he recommended those books to me.
I love Ryan. That dude's awesome.
Oh, he is. He's great. I consider him a great friend.
Mm-hmm.
Superman, action, Batman, detective, Flash. Suicide Squad is not supposed to be very good. I, of course, like it because it's got Harley Quinn in it, but I can't recommend it to other people.
Red Hood and the Outlaws.
Shut up. Justice League's not good. Suicide's not good. But Justice League versus Suicide Squad is actually a pretty good book. Aquaman's good, but I'd say it's good. Aquaman's good, but it's not great. Green Lanterns is great. Green Arrow is great. Birds of Prey, Batgirl, Supergirl, Superwoman, which got canceled, but it's great. I don't have, my collection right in front of me, so I'm trying to remember what I've got.
Supergirl was canceled?
Superwoman got canceled.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, Rebirth Wonder Woman's crazy great.
The Rocco stuff?
Yeah.
Could not get into it.
Good heavens.
I don't know. I couldn't get into it. I read the first 8 issues. Couldn't get into it.
Tyler likes seeing my brain work. I see smoke come out of my ears. I'm like churning through my collection downstairs. What Rebirth books are there? And Trinity also is supposed to be pretty meh.
Deathstroke. I've heard great things.
Deathstroke's awesome.
Yeah, it was nominated for an Eisner.
Yeah, Deathstroke's awesome. Jess, what are your thoughts on Remender's Tokyo Ghost? That's a bit of a polarizing book. People tend to either really like it or really not like it. You don't like it?
I did not like it. I didn't like the first. I read the first half and I was kind of meh on it, and I still haven't read the second half.
I did like it.
How's it end? Does it end pretty well?
I haven't read the ending yet.
Okay.
I read the first book, and then I got it in the oversized hardcover, and it's going to be part of my Image read-through. I'm just going to pounce on all the Remender oversized books and finish it up.
Hey, by the way, I haven't asked you. Where did you end up on your Hellboy readathon?
The next book I have to read is BPRD, what is it, 46 through 48?
Yeah.
1946 through 1948?
Yeah.
That's the hardcover?
Yes.
That's what I'm on now.
And then you read Vampire.
Okay.
Because Vampire is a direct continuation from that.
Okay.
So, but you've read all the Hellboy library editions?
I still need to read 6.
Oh, the final one. Okay.
Yeah. That hasn't come up yet in the Mignola-verse.
What'd you think of the Wild Hunt?
Which book's that in? I liked Wild Hunt.
Wild Hunt is my favorite.
Yeah. Have you read Vision by Tom King? Yeah. Loved it. That was an early OmniBros episode that we did like almost 2 years ago where we went over it issue by issue. It was incredible that we went over it every issue and what it was trying to achieve. I think that was one of our better episodes.
Yeah, you had incredible memory on the subject matter. You went off the top of your head. You went issue by issue, and me and Gabe. I think it was me and Gabe that we were on with you at that episode. We both went no. Gabe hasn't read it yet. It was who was on that?
It might have been. Well, I guess it was either Gio or Riley. I think it might have been Gio.
I think it was Gio. Me and Gio are sitting back going, "Holy shit, he's doing this off the top of his head."
Well, I didn't do it off the top of my head. I wrote notes down on every issue, and then I had notes with me. But I definitely went through every single issue and wrote down what I thought the high points were and what it was trying to accomplish.
God, that was so good. Vision is one of those books that you keep coming back to and you find new stuff every time.
Yeah. Have you read Batman White Knight?
No, I don't know why I was going to say Tom King.
Sean Murphy?
Sean Murphy? No, I haven't read it yet.
I haven't either. I may break down and get it on Comixology.
I've heard fantastic things about it.
Yeah, me too. I may not be able to wait to trade weight that thing.
Yeah, I was looking at it the other day thinking, I haven't bought a new comic in a while. I might sit down with this and actually read it because I've heard it's really good. I've heard he has an interesting interpretation of Harley Quinn.
Okay. Jess, Peter David storylines recommendations. I have 2. X Factor and Supergirl.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say his Hulk.
And his Hulk.
Because his Hulk is it's really good. I've heard.
Yeah.
Riley recommends it a lot. Man, that X Factor! I was so disappointed when they never finished those complete collections. They stopped at 2.
You know, the thing that bums me out. I know these are first world problems, but I'm really disappointed they canceled the Unwritten.
Yeah, me too. Because I was really looking forward to finally start reading that. Because I haven't read it, but I've heard good things.
Any recommendations for Tide Pod recipes? Everybody's got that on their mind. I haven't read Peter David's Spider-Man 2099, so I cannot comment on it.
The 1990s version?
I can't even comment on that.
Really? You never read that?
No.
I liked 2099. I thought it was pretty fun. For it's very much of its time, but it's fun.
Now, what is this rumor? Should I buy the Grant Morrison Batman and Robin hardcover since the Omnibus got canceled?
Wait, what?
Yeah, are you sure about that, Connor? I haven't heard that.
That doesn't make any sense, and I can't see DC canceling anything with Grant Morrison's name on it.
Yeah, no, people were wildly excited about that book. I can't imagine they would cancel that.
The Grant Morrison Omnibus, right?
Yeah, and
I
think there would have to be like to cover all his Batman stuff. I think Riley said there'd be 3 Omnis for it. So I can't.
I would imagine it would be you would have everything that would lead up to the Batman RIP. That would be one omnibus. The second one would be everything that would lead to Batman and Robin, and the Batman and Robin stuff would be the third omnibus.
Yeah, only Batman and Robin one got canceled. I need to see proof of that.
That would be the best way to divvy that stuff up.
They canceled Batman and Robin Omni. The Batman by Grant Morrison Omni is replacing it.
What?
I don't understand.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Yes. Well, we'll have to find out.
Yep.
That's disappointing if it's true.
Although at this point, DC canceling a book doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me.
They've been doing so well.
They have been. It also doesn't surprise me when they cancel a book still.
Yeah. Have you seen Bright on Netflix?
I did. You know what? It's not terrible. Despite
it's not really. Not terrible.
It's not great. It's not even really that good. But it was fun. It was a good way to kill 2 hours in an afternoon, or an hour and a half, however long it is. I didn't mind it.
I like the premise.
I thought it was fun. Will Smith, despite how some people may feel still, he's still entertaining as an actor, so I watched it, and I wasn't disappointed. It was just kind of, okay, that was okay. It was a good way to kill 2 hours. It was a lot better than I thought it would be. Is there something? I'm really curious now about that omnibus.
Yeah, I am too. Stephen Reyes is saying they decided to cancel it in favor of collecting the entire run in Omni. So I think I don't know. It sounds like we've got our wires crossed a little bit.
I want the 2 hours I watched Bright back.
Uh-oh.
I don't think you liked it. It was okay. They're working on a sequel already.
I like the premise of it. It sounds fun.
I didn't mind it. I thought it was pretty fun. I would recommend you go check it out. The new Godzilla series is on Netflix starting today.
There's a series?
It's an anime series, man.
Of Godzilla?
Yeah, he's the biggest Godzilla they've ever done. It's an anime. And he's actually more of a vegetable than an actual reptile. Yeah.
A vegetable?
Yeah. He's more he's more based on the earth.
Oh.
It just came out today and I really wanted to see it. I've heard it's pretty good. He's huge. Like this thing, if you thought the one from the 2014 movie or the Japanese one that just came out like last year was big, this thing towers over this guy.
I liked Shin Godzilla. That's the one that came out last year or the year before. The Japanese one. I thought that was good.
I still haven't seen Shin Godzilla. It's streaming on Netflix.
Nightwing Rebirth is good. Mike F. Very good.
They took a lot of the Tom King stuff, right?
I don't know. I just read it and enjoyed it.
Oh.
I don't know. I mean, and you don't have to. You don't have to have anything. You don't have to read anything like Grayson to enjoy it.
All right, Jess. It's 10 o'clock. I'm ready to go. We've been doing this for 2 hours. What do you say?
2 hours. Wow. Yeah, we started on time.
We did start on time. It's an OmniBros miracle. Jess, where can they find you?
They can find me on YouTube at OmniDog's Vault. That's OmniDog's Vault. They can find me on Instagram at OmniDogs_Vault. And I am also active on Ryleymo's Facebook page, the Omnibus Collectors, Comic Swap, and Community.
Hey. Okay.
And where can they find you?
Before I promote my stuff, guys, if you like this channel, YouTube has now changed the rules as far as monetization is concerned. We now have to hit over 1,000 subs, and I'm pretty sure we already have the hours. I think Gabe told us that earlier today. We have to have over, I think it's like 4,000 watched hours in the span of 12 months. We've already got the hours. So if you like this show and you want to help us out and you want to help us start to get this monetized, hit the subscribe button, recommend it to your friends, and things like that. That way we can actually get this ball rolling, and we can get some pennies coming into this show.
That's right. That $1.50 a month is going to be important.
So we would really appreciate that. If you haven't hit the subscribe, hit the subscribe, hit the like button, all that good stuff.
Yeah, hit the like button.
Yes. You can find me at Comics Guide 101. I just posted up a new video this past week. I'm working on another video right now on legacy and the importance of that. So that should be out sometime in this next week. And yeah, Facebook, Twitter, same deal. Comics Guide 101. And all that good stuff, guys. So with that said, have a good night.
Peace and love. Peace and love.
Bye.
And thank you for everybody being so nice and wishing me to get better. I appreciate that a lot.
Good night.